that little thing off the screen. Fabulous. Let's come to a comfortable seat. Happy Friday, yogis from around the world. Nice. The big advantage of teaching online now is that we can practice all together regardless of where we are. Let's immediately come to a seated position and to a still seated position. Notice the energy that sits in the body, the conversations you've had, maybe already this morning. Just notice the heart. The beating of the heart can really help you feel if your system is calm or maybe triggered. Your body is constantly giving you subtle messages. You just have to learn how to listen to them so we can act accordingly. What do we really need to stay close to ourselves, to stay connected to whatever is going on? Moments of stillness, moments of reflection, moment of mindfulness so we can live more consciously. Let's sit still for another 2 minutes. Focusing on your breath, so let your breath be your priority. Notice the inhales and the exhales. Lengthen and deepen the breath and maybe even count your breath. Let's place our hands in front of the heart, just a symbol of opening our practice, maybe setting an intention or a dedication, and also acknowledging each other. Even though we're not together physically, we are energetically moving through the same shapes, breathing and moving together. So thank you for joining me this morning. Let's bow our heads towards our fingertips to seal our intention or dedication in. Then come off whatever you're sitting on, place it back to the floor and cross your legs if you're cross-legged in the other direction. And we'll start with some circles of the chest. Inhale to come forward, exhale to come back. Today we will practice a Ashtanga Vinyasa practice. Nadia really enjoys that, I know. Not sure we've done that yet with the Dubai people. So basically in Ashtanga, you hold a shape for 5 breaths. So you can really, Ashtanga is quite alignment based, but you can really feel the shape rather than flowing through them quite quickly. Let's do the circles in the other direction. Breathe in to come to the front, breathe out. When we speak about movement, it doesn't have to be a big movement. A movement can also be when you're reaching the arm up to squeeze the fingers together or to make a fist. That's also a movement. Your breath is also movement. It moves the diaphragm. So even when you, from the outside, it seems like you're still, you are moving. Your breath is moving, your thoughts are moving, even your emotions are moving. But it's quite an interesting practice. All right, let's just bring the arms above the head. Left hand down to the floor, right arm reaches up. Now, for example, we're already in a stillness, but can you open the armpit more, bring the chin to the chest, reach the fingers more, and if you want, at any stage while we're doing the 5 rounds of breath, it is quite nice to close your eyes. So you use the first 1 or 2 rounds of breath to make sure that you feel happy with the shape, in that you feel confident that you're in the right position, and then when you close your eyes, you can feel more, feel the sensations in the body. I think that was around 5 breaths. Let's change sides. So reach up, feel free. Once you're in the position and you start to feel maybe stretching, stimulating sensations in the body, start to really focus on the breath. Now we take 3 more rounds of breath here. So it's not yin, we are yang energy, we're strong, we are doing, we are constantly moving, but the movements might be quite subtle in activating or stretching. Arms up to the sky, interlace your hands behind your back, and then lift your knuckles away from the buttocks. Lift your chest, maybe lift the gaze a little bit up, close your eyes once you are in a good position where you feel something somewhere. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. We use Ujjayi breath, so that's a restriction in the back of the throat. And the in and the exhales are through the nose, and they are the same length. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Come to child's pose, roll over your shins. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Immediately come into the shape. And because we were all there yesterday for yin, so it does, you can really tap quite quickly into that feeling of the body. But we are doing yang yoga today, but it's just like get into the shape and then find some stillness or really subtle movements into the shape. 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. 5 cat-cow stretches. Inhale, look up, tailbone comes up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe close your eyes. Notice what is opening, what is contracting. If there's any tension in the body, if there's any place in the body that is drawing your attention, maybe a little bit of stiffness, a stickiness. 1 more deep breath in. Breathe out. Come to a neutral spine. Lift the right arm up to the sky and create a couple of circles with your hands. Take a deep breath in here. And then thread the needle. Exhale. Bring the right shoulder to the floor, right ear to the floor. You can reach the left arm to the top of the mat. You can place the hand on your sacrum or bring the fingers on the inside of the right thigh. Option here is to lift your left leg. 5 breaths. Open up that left collarbone. Left knee can come back down to the floor. Left hand in front of the face. Inhale. Right arm up to the sky. Easy side plank. Right hand down. Left arm up. right knee is on the floor, reach the left arm up or over your head and start to feel that side stretch. 5 breaths here. Really feel free to close your eyes, and with every in and exhale, you can change something subtly. You can squeeze your fingers, you can reach further, you can open your chest, you can ground the hand and the feet more. There's always something to do, and otherwise just be reassured that your breath is creating movement of energy in the body. Take another deep breath in here. Hand down, right knee to your nose. Exhale. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Now hold your 3-legged dog. Now notice, maybe just scan your hands. What are they doing? You don't even have to look. You can feel the pressure of the hands in the floor. Can you reach the toes even more? What is the left heel doing? Is it reaching up or pressing down? Is the core engaged? Breathe 2 more rounds of breath. Really feel the shape. Feel equal pressure in both hands. Take another deep breath in here. Runner's lunge. Stop the right foot to the outside of the right hand. You can come into fingertips, or if you want to use blocks, you can use blocks. 5 rounds of breath here. Open the hips, shoulders away from the ears. Feel free to close your eyes. If this feels too much this morning, drop the left knee. 3 more rounds of breath. Hands flat to the floor. Just a transition. Inhale, 3-legged dog, not holding it for 5 breaths. Step the foot in between your hands. Knee down to the floor. Anjaneyasana, eagle arms. Left arm under, right leg over. Hold and breathe. 5 rounds of breath. Sink a little deeper in the hips. Notice what your back toes are doing. Are they tucked or are they pointed? When you want to scan the body in your 5 breaths, it is nicest to move from the floor up. So the first breath, maybe focus on the feet. And the second breath, notice your hips. Third breath, notice your shoulders. Is your face relaxing? You work from the feet to the crown of the head. Take 1 more deep breath in there. Soften the shoulders and the face. Breathe in, we'll move half splits to hold. Open the toes. You can have a straight spine or bow your head forward. Soft, deep Ujjayi breaths. 3 more rounds of breath. Your rhythm of breath. You might be breathing a little slower or faster than me. And that's alright. Maybe your holds are 4 rounds of breath. Maybe your holds are 6. Just hold and feel. Curl forward, low lunge, transition, step back, plank pose. 5 rounds of breath. Drop to the knees if this is too strong for you this morning. Know your options and take them with kindness and not with shame or blaming. With kindness. Allow yourself to take a shape that suits you. 3 more rounds of breath. Feel the intensity, the strength of your arms, your legs and your core. Take 1 more deep breath in, all the way to the belly. Exhale. Cobra pose to hold. Point your toes, squeeze your elbows behind you. Hardly any weight in the hands. Neck in line with the spine. Even the little pinky toenail is touching the floor. So maybe draw the heels a little out so they're pointing straight up to the ceiling. Take 1 more deep breath in, feel another set of ribs off the floor. Nose to the floor, exhale. Inhale, table or plank pose. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths in your full downward facing dog. Start with your hands and your feet. How do they feel? Where are they? What are they doing? Are you paying attention to the alignment? And then how do they feel? Shoulders, hips, core engaged. Close your eyes or find a drishti. 3 more rounds of breath. Make sure your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Really connect to your breath. Inhale, open your eyes, look to your thumbs. Step the feet to the top of your mat, feet hip-width apart, ragdoll. Hold on to the opposite elbow and then shake a soft no to start with and then find stillness. Shoulders, neck, relaxed. Are you bending the knees or are they extended? Is your navel sucked in and up towards the spine just to give your lower back some support? Are your shoulders draping down to the floor? Brain is heavy. Head is heavy. 2 more rounds of breath. Hands to the floor. Roll all the way up. High mountain. Arms above your head. Hold your high mountain. Interlace your fingers. Point your index fingers up to the sky and then draw your shoulders back and away from the ears. And then check the feet. Is there equal weight in both feet? Are the knees bent or straight? What feels best? Notice that when you bend softly the knees, the distribution of the weight in the feet changes. Tuck your tailbone slightly so there is an activation of the core. Chest is broad and lifted. Crown is reaching up to the sky. Take another deep breath in here. Half moon to your right side. Exhale. Open up 5 breaths. Reach the fingers up, shoulders away from the ears. Really breathe into the left side of your upper body. Where do you feel the space? Where do you feel the strength? Where do you feel the grace? Keep breathing. Inhale back to center. Straight over and through to the other side. Also quite a meditative kind of shape. Specifically if you dare to close your eyes, if you feel safe, you can really go inside. Stay with the breath. Notice the wobbling. You might think you're still, but you're actually subtly moving. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, release your neck and shoulders. Transition. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Step back to plank pose. Hands to the top of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Take a deep breath in, toes or knees. Chaturanga, hold for 5 breaths. Yes, I know. Breathe. You might immediately start to feel a little bit of shaking. 90 degrees. The heat is starting to build in the body. 3 more rounds of breath. Flip one toe, flip the other toe. Upward facing dog. Please know that if that's too much this morning, do a cobra pose instead. Your body is trying to tell you if it's too much. Listen to the body. We're not here to force anything. Take 3 more rounds of breath. Point your toes as much as you can. Open the collarbones, open the back line of your chest. Look at the horizon. 2 more rounds of breath. Lovely, I can feel the heat build. Take another deep breath in here. Move from the hips, downward facing dog. 5 breaths again. Instead of down dog, you can also come to child's pose. A sigh is always welcome. Not always easy to stay still, specifically when there's subtle things that your body is digesting. I know I want to fiddle and move rather than staying still. All right, back to tabletop, knees to the floor, hands under your shoulders, left arm up to the sky. Create a couple of circles. Relax your toes, they're pointing behind you. Take a deep breath in. Thread the needle, left arm loops through, left ear to the floor. Right hand, same option, top of your mat, hand flat onto the sacrum or hand to the inside of the left thigh. If you want, you can reach the right leg up. That's just an option. 5 breaths here. One more deep breath in, knee down if it's up, exhale, right hand in front of the face, inhale, left arm up, supported side plank, left hand down, right arm up, 5 breaths, arm to sky, arm overhead, feel free to close your eyes, notice the skin stretch, notice the muscles stretch, and know also that you're stretching your organs that are lying underneath the skin and the muscles. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Can you relax your neck? 1 more deep breath in. Hand down to the floor, left knee to your nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog to hold, 5 breaths. Try to square out the hips, so the hips are next to each other, even though the left leg is lifted. This is not an open hip variation. Shoulders away from the ears. So I always think of a little turtle. The turtle that creeps and sticks their head out of their shell. It's the same feeling. Keep your shoulders nice and broad. Take another deep breath in, point your left toes. Step 2, runner's lunge. Left foot to the outside of the hands. Fingertips, as soon as you find your shape. 5 rounds of breath here. Can you lengthen the neck more? Can you lengthen the spine? You move your shoulders away from the ears. Waistline is nice and tight. Suck the belly in and up. Stay with your breath. Three-legged dog. Transition. Inhale, lift the leg. Step the foot in between your hands this time. Right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Eagle your right arm under the left. Hold here for 5 rounds of breath. Notice the feet, the right knee, the shin, the toes, the sensations in the hip. Readjust, maybe bring the right hip a little forward, left hip a little back. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows up, hands away from the face, and then soften, breathe. If you close your eyes, you might feel a little wobbling, that's good. Just creating new neurological pathways. Take 1 more deep breath in. Half splits, straighten the left leg, activate the left toes, straight spine or round forward, 5 breaths. Notice the T-band, the back of the left leg stretch. Maybe sensations around the shoulder blade, neck and shoulders. Curl forward, low lunge, transition, plank pose, 5 breaths. Close your eyes, knees are an option. Notice if your hands are nicely spread, index fingers parallel to each other. Press the floor away, that rounds the spine a little bit, the upper spine, the upper back. Core is strong. Focus your eyes on a fixed point. Not moving, well, it's not moving. We are moving. We're moving our breath, we're moving energy. Can sometimes be even more intense than moving really quickly from one place to the next. Chaturanga, let's hold. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more round of breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath. Remember, cobra is an option. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Feel the heat that we're creating just by holding the shapes. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Hold your halfway lift. You can bend the knees, notice where your feet are. parallel to each other. Hands, I like to place them on the shins just below the knees. Neck is nice and long, in line with the rest of the spine. Take another deep breath in here. Fold forward, different variation, toe hook. Hook your index finger and middle finger around the toe and then bend the elbows. Your knees can also be bent here. Just notice what feels best for your body. Draw the crown to the floor, the nose to the shins. Fold forward, 3 more rounds of breath. Chair pose, Utkatasana, 5 rounds of breath. There we go. Feet can be together or with hip width apart. Both okay. Wiggle your toes. Hands can be apart or together. Close your eyes. Feel the intensity. Yes, this is intense. It's called awkward chair pose for a reason. Relax your shoulders. Can you relax your face while you breathe? 3. 2. Eagle pose. Right arm under, right leg over. 5 rounds of breath. Find your shape, readjust some of the alignment, and then soften into it. Commit to 5 breaths of balancing here. All right, let's change sides. I think there's someone at the door. Rain? I think there's someone at the door. Other side, eagle pose. There we go. 5 rounds of breath. Nice, guys. Fabulous. High mountain. Take a deep breath in. Samastiti here. I heard some knocking. Hands to heart center. Close your eyes. 5 breaths. Notice and feel. Commit to stillness. Nice. Inhale, high mountain. Transition, we flow. Notice when we're holding and when we're flowing. Very different. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Stand up, crescent lunge. Yes, crescent lunge, 5 rounds of breath. Now you can decide if you want your leg extended, bent. What are you doing with your arms? What are your shoulders doing? Scan the body and noticing where the heels are, really getting an understanding of the shape and then feeling it as if you're imprinting it into the brain, into the heart. So, you know how a tennis player knows if a ball is in or out of in the field without having to look? They've done it so many times that they just know. They can do it with their eyes closed. So taking your time, repetition, and holding shapes can help your central nervous system. New neurological paths are created, nice and strong. Take a deep breath in here. Fly the arms backward, chest forward. Airplane, lunge, hold and breathe. What are you doing with the feet? They're still the same. Wobbling, straight line. Do you feel the line of energy from the left heel and the crown? As if it's a long big stick and it's being stretched, strong core. Arms next to your ears, rocket ship. Extend the line of energy from the left heel through the crown, through the fingers. Maybe some shaking of the legs, just acknowledge that. You can always drop your left knee to the floor. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Press into both feet, star pose. Turn your toes out, notice, and then sit down into horse. 5 breaths here too. Feel free to place your hands in front of the heart. If you want a challenge, lift your heels. Soften the skin on your face. If you lift your heels, can you also close your eyes? Woo! I'm trying that. It's quite tricky. Keep a smile on your face. Maybe a sigh. Transition, heels down, arms up, star pose. Prasarita, turn your toes in, fold forward. You can choose to do it with what you want with your hands. Options, interlace behind your back, for example, or interlace and bring them at the base of the skull. It's also quite nice. Are your knees bent? Are you grounded through the feet? Navel sucked in, relax. You'll let your upper body drape down. 3 more rounds of breath here. Soften the skin on your face. Hands to the floor, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, we move to the right foot, frame the right foot, lift your left heel. Set yourself up for warrior 2. Now take your time, we've got more time in this vinyasa practice. Right heel, right toes point straight forward, left toes are slightly in, and then open up. So I've got a line on my mat, and my heel, my front heel, and my left heel is on the line. That's a heel-heel alignment. If that feels too tight, bring the foot, the left foot, a little bit more forward. The knee is above the ankle, and then arms are horizontal. One day, your thigh will be parallel to the floor. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. I always mention the little ants. A family of ants, stay where you are, wants to live under the arch of your foot. So create that arch as if you're creating a little cave for the ants living under the foot. People always really find that one quite interesting, quite funny. Lovely. Reverse warrior, hold 5 breaths. Right knee sends forward, right arm reaches over. Where are you looking? What are you feeling? Breathe, soften while it is intense. Soften the right shoulder. All right, last challenge, half moon, 5 breaths. You can use a block, place the block under your hand, if that helps, in the beginning specifically. But I still do it. It's really nice to sometimes just work with props so you can feel things differently. Focus your drishti. What are you doing with your left fingers? Are they active? Are your left toes active? Are your eyes on your drishti? Take one more deep breath in here. Shiva squat, left knee behind the right, both hands to the floor, step the feet together. That was just a transition. Fold forward, relax your neck and shoulders. Well done. Inhale, halfway lift. There we go, plank pose, hold. 5 breaths, close your eyes, feel the strength of the arms, the strength of the shoulders, the core, the legs. Keep breathing, keep a softness in the face. In Chaturanga, we first shift forward onto the tippy toe, 90 degrees. Hold, knees are allowed. Anything is allowed, as long as you're breathing and feeling. Woo, this is intense. The heat is coming. One more breath, shaky, shaky. Upward facing dog, hold, 5 breaths. Point your toes, notice where your shoulders are, hopefully somewhere above the wrist. Press the floor away through the hands. Open the heart, broaden the chest, look at the horizon. Downward facing dog. Whew. And this is where we're now starting almost to realize, I don't know how it feels for you, but down dog becomes a bit of a resting pose. If it doesn't feel like a resting pose, come to child's pose instead. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. We keep flowing, fold forward. High mountain, one breath, one movement. Just notice how different that feels. Fold back forward, relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. There we go, right foot steps to the back of the mat, crescent lunge. Find your feet. Now one thing that tends to happen a lot as well is people put their feet on one line here. And that's very tricky for your balance. So maybe step the right foot a little out, feel the feet. I sometimes compare it to standing on a surfboard. When you stand on a surfboard, you want to feel like you can catch the next wave. Shoulders away from the ears, feel free to close your eyes. What do you feel in the front of the right thigh? What do you feel in the buttock of the left leg? Can you breathe? So the legs here in these standing poses are really strong, statically strong. Your upper body hopefully feels quite light. So while the legs are working really hard, keep the upper chest and the face and the neck quite light by bringing beautiful oxygen in and out of the nose, into the lungs, out of the lungs. All right, let's fly our chest, arms come back, maybe readjust your legs. 5 rounds of breath here too. Notice the subtle wobbling. I feel it specifically in my left foot. Like it's moving from right to left, very subtly. Arms extend that energy. Again, with your eyes closed, it's sometimes easier to feel. Notice the heat that is building. Fingers are active. Star pose, stand all the way up. Reach the arms up. We hold our horse. Hands can come to heart center. Maybe lift your heels. Shoulders stay relaxed. So it is also quite an intense practice. So when you feel the intensity build and you just want a little bit of softness, a sigh can be quite nice. 2 more rounds of breath here. Heels down, arms up, breathe in, Prasarita, fold forward. Now you have an option. If you want to try an inversion, we are all inverted, we are all upside down, but if you want to try a headstand for 5 breaths and commit to 5 breaths, first get into the shape and then 5 breaths. You've got time here. Otherwise, feel free to just stay where you are. Squeeze your knees together, Karina. Yeah, keep the knees and the feet together. Good. Maybe just hold your ball there. If your feet are up, please slowly bring them down so we can continue together. Nice control. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk your hands to the left foot, lift your right heel, low lunge. Set yourself up for warrior 2 feet. Take your time. Heel alignment. Open up. And there you can use your eyes to track the direction of the toes in the knee, the right toe, and then soften into it. You can use your left fingers as a drishti, as a focus point, the nails on your left hand. Soften the shoulders, maybe sink a little deeper. Remember the little family of ants. Arch, that's a bandha in the foot. Make it nice and active. Press into the pinky side of the foot. It really activates the leg. Reverse for your left arm up. Hold 5 breaths. Soften. Notice where you're looking. Do you want to look up to the hand? Do you want to look in front of you? All these things, they make a difference. They make a difference to your posture, to the flow of energy, to the strength. 2 more rounds of breath. No, soften your jaw, soften the skin on the face. Open your eyes, half moon. Left hand comes down, block, or hands and fingertips to the floor. Right toes are very important. They're behind you, they're active. Right fingers are up and above your head, active as well. Notice the wobbling, totally cool. Take one more deep breath in there. Shiva squat, right knee hooks and then step the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Rise, high mountain, breathe in, arms above your head. Hands to heart center. We're going to flow that same flow without holding. So we've done the Ashtanga holds now. We'll do the full right, full left. So just notice the difference in where your attention goes. Because when you give yourself a little bit more time in a shape, it's almost like you just give yourself a little bit more time to feel what's going on. One is not better than the other, it's just a different experience. All right, let's go. Inhale, arms up to the sky, high mountain. Exhale, fold forward, dive forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Step your left foot back of your mat. Rise, arms up to the sky, crescent lunge, breathe in. Airplane arms and torso, torso forward, arms back. Inhale, arms next to your ears, rocket ship. Stay for the exhale. Star pose, stand all the way up, inhale. Good work, horse, sit down, exhale. Inhale, star pose. Turn your toes in, fold forward, prasarita. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk over to your right foot, low lunge, exhale. Inhale, set yourself up for warrior 2 feet. Open up, exhale, sink a little deeper in the shape. Yeah, fabulous. Reverse warrior, breathe in, right arm up. Half moon, we'll hold that one because you need some time to get into it. Just hold it for 3 breaths. Take one more deep breath in. Shiva squat, left knee behind the right. Step both feet together, fold forward. A chaturanga, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Plank pose, exhale. Prepare, shift forward, breathe in. Bend both elbows, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we take 5 rounds of breath. To come back to that reset, to notice the difference in moving quite fast and dynamically, and moving with 5 breaths. 3 more rounds of breath here. Other side, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Rise, high mountain, arms up to the sky. We keep flowing, fold forward, relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Right foot steps to the back of your mat. Rise up to a standing crescent lunge. Airplane, arms and torso, exhale, lean forward, arms back. Inhale, arms next to your ears. Hold for your exhale. Press into both feet, star pose. Turn to the side, toes are out. Horse, sit down, nice and low, even lower than you think you can. Inhale, stop, good. Turn your toes in, fold forward, totally relax, immediately relax your neck and shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Walk over to your left foot, low lunge. Inhale, set yourself up for warrior 2. I always look at the back foot and then exhale, check, check Check your feet, check your alignment. Hands are still happy. Reverse warrior, left arm up to the sky. What a great practice. Left hand down to the floor, beautiful work. Half moon, find your shape, activate the toes, the right fingers. Drishti is focusing on a point on the floor. Take one more deep breath in. Shiva squat, breathe out, fold forward, feet together. Last chaturanga, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, back of your mat. Inhale to prepare, come forward, shoulders in front of the wrist. Exhale, bend elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last 5 breaths in downward facing dog. Feel free to close your eyes. Maybe a sigh. Half pigeon on the right side. Right knee to your right wrist. Move the left foot underneath you. Feel that the shin comes to the floor. Walk your left knee back until you find that sweet spot somewhere. You'll start to feel some stretching, some activation. Stay there on the hands, on the elbows, or create a little pillow with your hands. 1 minute here. I need to put some clothes on. It's getting cold. Oh, it's definitely winter time here in South Africa. 30 more seconds. Minimal movements to move out of it. Back to downward facing dog and then change side. Left knee close to your left wrist. The foot moves underneath. Hands, elbows or pillow with your hands. Soften the skin on your face. Breathe. Make your breath your guide. Nice and slow. Breaths in and out. Two more rounds of breath. This time we transition by rolling onto our left buttock. Bring the back leg, the right leg all the way to the front. Forward fold. Feet to the top of your mat. You can wiggle your tail a little. So you can feel the sit bones ground. Fingertips can be next to you on the floor with a straight back. Or if the rounding of the spine feels nicer, do that. Five more rounds of breath. So even though you're still, there is movement. On the inhale, I notice that I'm lifting my heart forward, lengthening the crown. On the exhale, there's a softening. So that you can't maybe see it from the outside, but there is for me it's a deepening and then a softening. A deepening or a lengthening is maybe the better word on the inhale, and then a softening in that shape on the exhale. Roll up to a seated and then come all the way to your back. Make sure you're nice and warm. You might want to put some clothing on. I'm fully winter packed up today. Knees into the chest. Soft back bend. A bridge or a wheel or a supported bridge. If you enjoy a supported bridge, 5 rounds of breath here. Palms can be facing upwards next to the body, or you can interlace them at the level of your buttocks. So you can roll the meaty part of your arms underneath you. Two more rounds of breath. Slowly let go of the hands, vertebra by vertebra, upper part of the spine, middle part of the spine, lower part of the spine, and then just take a moment to pause and not move. To feel the effect of opening the heart. Feel free to have your eyes closed to the end of the class. Leg up the wall, options. Stay with your legs up the wall, plow pose, shoulder stance, get into your shape, and then stay for 5 breaths. One thing is not better than the other, one thing just suits. We are all inverted, our legs are up towards the sky. Gravity can pull on our legs in the opposite direction. And in our Ashtanga practice, if I remember correctly, we hold this for 10 breaths even. It's a while ago, it was my first practice. You can actually feel that it's quite a strong practice because of the holding. And there are also quite a lot of standing shapes. If you have any question about any of the different styles of yoga, feel free to send me an email or a WhatsApp message. I'll happily share what I know. If you are in shoulder stance, come in ear pressure pose first. So you bend your knees and have your knees close to your ears. That's why it's called ear pressure pose. Take a moment there to reset, reassess, and then come all the way back. Let's move to our last spinal twist, knees over to the left side. And change sides. Bring the knees back to center, extend to a Shavasana shape, blanket, socks, anything, even an eye pillow, to put something on your face to make it all a little darker can feel really nice. And then totally soften. If you are in a really, really nice space, just stay where you are. Just stay in Shavasana. Let all that magic happen. Otherwise, start to make small little movements with your fingers to acknowledge the body. We have been moving quite slowly, so you also had more time to feel the feet, feel the ankles, acknowledge the knees, the hips. Just while you're waking up the body, we almost sometimes don't notice our own bodies, even though it is our vessel. So notice your toes, 10 little toes, 10 little nails. I always find it so beautiful when you see a baby for the first time and you're like, geez, it's perfect. It has all the little joints and all the little, everything is there. So, sorry, someone just walked in. Stretch the arms out. What I wanted to say is that I'm always surprised when I see a baby that it's perfect. But you are just as perfect. You've just grown. But all your nails, all your fingers, all your joints, all your muscles. How amazing is that? So slowly come to the side. Come up to a seated position when you are ready. Soften the skin on your face. And notice how you feel. I'm obviously a big fan of yoga, otherwise I would not have made it my life and my lifestyle and my everyday profession, let's call it, or job. But it just works. It just makes me feel so good. And I hope you feel good in your body, calm in your mind, open in the heart. And I hope you have a smile on your face. Take that lovely energy into the weekend, into the rest of your weekend in Dubai. And I will see you on your mats again next week. From my grateful heart to yours, take good care of yourself. Namaste.